Hello to those of you who do not know me. My name is David Milligan, teacher at CHS. I'd like to open by saying I am so sorry that I am unable to be here due to a prior commitment. With that said, welcome parents, grandparents, other family members, and friends. I'm excited for all of you, not only because your child is a graduate, but because of the strong educational foundation that has been created for your child here at Chesterton High School. I remember how excited I was to watch my own children graduate from Chesterton High School. Because of their education here, I knew that their preparation to go into the world was extraordinary. There is no other place like the Duneland schools when it comes to education and preparing one for life. My own children, Abby and Dallas, are thriving, and I attribute that to the foundation that was given to my children here within the Duneland School Corporation. So congratulations, they are ready for their next big adventure. Initially, when preparing this speech, I thought to myself, how could I influence these young people? What could Mr. Milligan offer them? What can I say to calm these young people's nerves in a unique moment of time? There are a lot of different feelings happening right now. Some of you are relieved to be done. Others are excited about moving out and moving on. Currently, there are plenty of other feelings besides excitement out there. Some of you are still disappointed that you missed out on prom, or skipping the last day of school, or just waving goodbye to your friends as you exit the parking lot for what you hoped was the last time. Others are still feeling pain and fear from the recent events that include nationwide issues and this pandemic. And some of us here today are thinking about those that could not be here today with us. All this going on has dramatically changed the graduation speech that I started writing when I was informed about this honor bestowed upon me as your speaker. Other than my children, Abby and Dallas, being born, this is one of the greatest highlights of my life. I sincerely believe that. This set of emotions of joy at your accomplishment that is also surrounded by uncertainty, anger, sadness, and some disappointment is something that I am ironically and uniquely able to address. Growing up, I have seen a lot of the worst that life can throw at you. What I'm about to tell you, many of you do not know about old man Millie. I'm not just this amazing owner of Milligan's Island Salsa, available in 2 delicious flavors, who just likes to teach during his free time, out of the goodness of his heart. No. I grew up in Gary, Indiana. My mother left when I was only 2 years old. My father was an alcoholic and was never home, because he's always in the bar or in the tavern. My brother, sister, and I barely had clothes on our backs, and we usually had to beg neighbors for food because there was no food in the house. Myself and my siblings were forced to move regularly, and we attended 5 different elementary schools within a 6-year period. We did not have much. We were poverty-stricken, saw drugs, violence, guns, and had to fight most of the days on our way to school and on our way home. When my father remarried, I thought things would get better. Instead, life became even more challenging for myself and my siblings. We spent a couple of years dealing with physical abuse and mental abuse at the hands of my stepmother and my father. Once I spent an entire summer in my room with only the clothes on my back. Food was brought to the door and set on the floor for me to come and grab and pick up and then take back to my room. Most days were spent either reading or, when allowed to come out, clean the entire house on my hands and knees before having to go back into my room. My siblings and I led a life of uncertainty and fear. However, there was always this internal belief that I always told myself I would get out of this situation. I can remember the will and the resiliency were so powerful that I spent most of my time in this so-called survival mode with a plan to get out. Eventually I did leave and move in with a relative of my father. It was an eye-opening experience. I moved and began attending Grissom Middle School here in Portage. I immediately dove into sports. I played football, basketball, baseball, and I even wrestled a little bit. Eventually I had to leave my biological family because of more neglect and mental abuse and things like that. So at 17 I was made a ward of the court and began residing with a friend, my buddy Danny Selane's family. My world began to change. My plan was to go off to the Army at graduation, but Mr. and Mrs. Selane wanted me to investigate college. So I did. I got into college and received my bachelor's degree in a 4-year period. After graduation, I earned a graduate assistantship and continued for my master's degree. Currently, I possess 2 master level degrees and am a teacher. I also have my administrative license, have owned my own restaurant, and now own my own salsa company. Did I mention that there are 2 delicious flavors? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That was supposed to be funny, by the way. But seriously, in case you're wondering, I do call my best friend's family, the Selanes, Mom and Pop to this day. Thank you, Mom and Pop. I love you very much for everything you've done for me. I did not tell you guys this story for you to feel sorry for me. I told you this story because I want you to know that no matter what life throws at you, you can be resilient and overcome anything. And that includes the time that we're living through right now, during this COVID-19 time. There are going to be obstacles, other obstacles, curveballs. Do not let these things get in your way. Some of you are going to have a huge impact on the world. You might run for office, work on a medical cure, lead a movement. You do not have to attend an Ivy League college and get straight A's to do that. In fact, many of you have already completed your first steps in your plan, and that is graduating today. I want to talk about having a plan. Having a plan is critical to your success in the real world. Your plan may be furthering your education. It could be entering the service or the military, going to technical school, being an apprentice. It does not matter. As a teacher, I watch too many individuals that leave high school without a plan. Their excuse is that they do not know what they want to do, or they don't want to take some time, or they want to take some time off. I think that this is a mistake. Have a plan. Your plan can change. My plan certainly changed. I went off from joining the military to college, where I changed my major twice. I went to graduate school to work at the hospital. I worked in the hospitals for 8 years before I realized that I would rather prevent disease in patients than treat them. I went back to school for my teacher's license while running my own pizza place to pay for school. Today, I have my administrative license, and I am always willing to jump out there. I'm trying to tell you that if it's okay for you to not know what you're going to do or what you want to do, so what? Jump in. Put yourself out there. Do not worry about things changing, but have a plan. Change is good, trust me. I watch young people that do not have a plan, and to be honest, it typically does not turn out well. Since I discussed having a plan, I want to suggest to you that you avoid the main pitfalls that will make your plan come crashing down. One is you need to take care of yourselves. In other words, exercise. I know that sounds cheesy, but a new government study estimates that nearly 80% of adults do not get their recommended amounts of exercise each week, potentially setting themselves up for years of health issues or health problems. These health issues are starting earlier and earlier in life. Okay? Young people are walking around with blood pressure issues, cholesterol issues, and other early stages of disease. There's this big push in our country for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and I'm all for that. But I say that we're missing the boat somewhat. If you do not have your health, most of us cannot be successful in what we want to do. We all need flexibility, cardiovascular health, and muscular strength. Select activities that you enjoy. If you're not moving and doing some sort of cardiovascular exercise or resistance training, your body is getting weaker. This is called leading a sedentary lifestyle. And yes, you all know that I practice what I preach. I've completed 9 marathons, including Boston. I've biked across Indiana. I've ran across and backpacked across Indiana twice. And I've qualified for the Ironman once. I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging to you. All I'm simply saying or expressing is that I always have a professional plan as well as a physical plan. I always challenge myself physically. I want to, because I know it keeps me healthy. I have heard people say in the past, we do all this exercise and we're not going to live any longer, or we're not going to live forever. Remember this. It is not about how long we are here. It is about the quality of life, not quantity. While you are here, do you feel good? Can you move around? Can you enjoy activity with your loved ones, your future children? Can you walk up a flight of stairs? Take this advice. When you leave here today, do not live a sedentary lifestyle. You'll be more productive in everything that you do. I promise you that. Plan for quality of life as much as you plan for quantity. Next, I'd like to address another potential pitfall that will take your eyes off of your goals and make your dreams come crashing down. I do this because of what I do and what I teach here. These obstacles that I speak of are nicotine, alcohol, marijuana, and other drugs as these relate to addiction. I'm sorry, but I felt that this subject needed to be addressed because of the impact that addiction could have on your future or your futures. Remember this, you must understand that the first time that you take a substance, you dramatically increase your risk of addiction. You dramatically risk your chance of becoming people that my biological parents were, addicts. Scientifically, we know that alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs are unhealthy and highly addictive. Do not believe what some may tell you. I have been teaching substance abuse and prevention for over 12 years now. I have seen what happens when young people and adults struggle with addiction. I do not want this for you. I do not want this to happen to you. Nicotine is in the form of vaping and smoking or chewing tobacco, whatever, is the #1 primary risk factor for heart disease, cancer, and death. Alcohol is widely accepted and legal for you once you turn 21, but it can cause cancers, liver damage, other internal organ issues, and depression as well as legal issues. DUIs, job loss, domestic violence. Marijuana is legal in some of these states now, and you can travel to these places and get it. But legality has pushed the levels of addictive THC through the roof. Lighting up is associated with depression, cardiovascular issues, pulmonary or lung disease, and a lack of motivation, making a sedentary lifestyle more likely for you. We are also still amid an opioid epidemic in this country. Pain medications or opioids are substances to be very careful of. 60% of all opioid addicts became addicted to these narcotics because of prescribed narcotics and injury. If abused, And because of expense, an individual will turn to street drugs. Again, there is an opioid epidemic, and you need to be aware of that fact. I want to say to you young people, be smart. Why are nicotine, alcohol, marijuana, and some of these other drugs legal or becoming legal? Guys, it's political. And these drugs are legalized for one reason, and that is so people can make money off of your suffering. Do not fall into that trap. Okay, enough of that. I didn't want to dwell on that. In conclusion, I can tell you with certainty why I had and have this resiliency and the will to overcome how I grew up, as well as the trying times we are facing today. Again, you always need to have a plan. You always need to keep good people in your life. Be sure that you are working out. Be sure that you're working out regularly. Stay away from things that are unhealthy and can lead to addiction. And continually set goals and chase your dreams. If old man Millie can do it, so can you. Remember, you can have dreams, but you need to attach goals to those dreams, or the dreams are simply just dreams. American self-help author Napoleon Hill said, "A goal is a dream with a deadline." Do not let temporary circumstances, no matter how permanent it feels, bog you down. We all can get through these difficult times and any potential difficult times in the future by having a plan with goals, staying healthy, and avoiding things detrimental to your health. Remember the slogan, "Life is good." You've seen that before. I believe it should read, "Life can be good." You have the power to make life good. Be driven. Be an adventurer. A person with courage and commitment can accomplish anything. Do not let obstacles take your eyes off of your goals. As I end my speech, I would like to say congratulations, good luck, and go grab a hold of those dreams. If you need me, I'm only an email away. I wish all of you the best of luck, and thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to address all of you. You will all always have a special place in my heart. I love you all, and I will never forget you for this opportunity to address your class of 2020. I'm going to do this one last time for you. Most of you know this in me, okay? Okay, here we go. Congratulations, CHS, class of 2020. Go chase your dreams. Thank you very much.